Okay, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Let's see if this works. Okay, I'm not hearing Mage.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Hello.
Yay. Now I have to find the settings because I'm not getting things through my headphones.
Oh boy.
And it's not telling me that I can use headset. Oh,
Hmm.
for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm just going to do what I can do. I don't care. I'm not having a good time. Oh my. Because it's Windows, that's why it's not working.
No.
Oh, hello. All right, there
Right
we
here,
are.
right here. Start or create a YouTube live stream from Meet. Step 1, in a Google Meet call from the bottom right, click Activities. 2, select live streaming, stream with YouTube, and so on. You can stream directly to YouTube from within Meet.
Well, I'm currently streaming from live stream and I'm not changing it.
Yes, but in the future, you can do that.
Oh my. I guess what I'll have to do is spend the week trying to set up. Because one by one, the things that it's supposed to do are not getting done. Okay, there we are. And then I will share Twitter. There we are. All right. So let's see if that works. I am not happy. This Windows thing is just garbage. But that's beside the point. Guess what I'll have to do is just break the whole thing down and set it all back up again.
I don't think that's the issue.
Just stop using OBS. It's not doing you any favors.
Oh my.
At least
Okay.
until you learn how to use a thing.
Yeah, it's seriously.
It worked well enough. I mean, there was a couple things that weren't working last week, but the audio was working, etc. And I turn it on today, and there's no audio. So without doing anything, it just decided it wasn't going to do audio.
Yeah, but still, I think that you're coming at video and audio and streaming from the wrong mindset, from the wrong skill set. I don't think you really know what you're doing with this stuff. Where I mean, I was trained in this stuff. I went to school for this stuff. And you freely admitted that a lot of what you've been trying is brute force, which to me sounds like not using the tools that you have the way they were intended to be used.
It was working beautifully for a couple of years, and then decided it wasn't going to work anymore. I started out with Meet over OBS. Okay, there that goes. We can drop crinkle pastry now. Oh my. Okay, so wait a minute. Where is? Oh yeah. Okay, that's the control screen. And that goes over there. Let's see how that's going. Okay, then we'll wait to see if anybody comes by and see what the hell happens.
All right.
Okay, now I can. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. So that's.
We're broadcasting with sound.
Yeah, we're going. We're good.
You're looking at the StreamYard screen, right?
Yeah. Or no. This is YouTube. That was you saying that on the YouTube page.
How many panels are on the screen?
3.
Okay, so you're watching the StreamYard.
No.
No, I'm watching it on YouTube and I have the StreamYard screen open.
That's
Yes.
what I said.
That's not what it sounded like from your phrasing.
It wasn't OBS that you're watching.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're not watching OBS.
What?
Go here, please. Oh my. Okay, people are starting to come over here.
Come on, quit being so camera shy, little guy.
Well, one nice thing is you can see the comments in StreamYard, like the YouTube comments. I've always liked that a bit.
Oh yeah, that is the og. It is the og and it is the foo.
You know, I gotta say that foo, at least to my ears, sounds like something bad.
Of course. What else would it
But
be?
if it's the og and the foo, does that mean it's kind of canceling each other out?
And it's the boo and the goo.
Like,
And it's all
it's the oi and the they.
Diacaresta. Feta caresta.
Portu cabeza?
Nidibahon, Nayagarabatastan, Pictuco Coparegala Cobatitona.
Kabasi.
Yes.
I like my Spanish is probably going to be terrible on this one, but tu cabeza es arriba tus nalgas.
Quickly to something.
No, your head is up your buttocks.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to say anus or just butt in Spanish, so nalgas is buttocks.
Oh well, let me give me a half a second.
No, it's not important. We don't need to know how to say it accurately in Spanish. You're taking the joke too far.
Oh, I always do things like that.
Yes, but it sucks the joy out of everything.
Toste Petrada.
Could I go one day without seeing J.K. Rowling trending on Twitter?
Oh Lord!
Have you seen what she's doing now? Putting up something that can be edited very easily.
The little sign she held up. Why does anyone do that? It always ends badly for them.
Yeah, jeez.
I was thinking about editing it, so it says I have a picture of a dick on there.
Oh no! I don't know. I'd like to see her hauled off and just dropped over the edge of a cliff.
Keel hauled off and then dropped off the edge of a cliff.
That would be nice. I'd like that. Yeah.
Some of the ways that humans have found to mistreat each other, even in the name of justice, are just horrifying. I mean, I wonder how many people were actually keel-hauled. You know, I mean, for all we know, it's one of those things like you know, the whole X marks the spot on a treasure map. I looked that up once, and it turns out that like one pirate ever did that. And the only reason we think of it is because of like, you know, Treasure Island and stuff.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
so it, you know, it may be one of those things where, you know, we hear about people being keel hauled, but it's like tipping a cow. No one ever actually did it except for that one dude, and the rumor just spread, you know?
Mételo por el culo.
Who the fuck said that?
Mételo por el culo.
Okay, so you're on some sort of Slavic babble site. Gotcha.
it's Google Translate, and that was English to Spanish.
I see.
Metelo por metelo por el culo.
Huh. I thought poor was like 4.
That's what I thought. But
I haven't taken Spanish since high school, which was, you know, mumble years ago. So
I never did take Spanish. I took German.
This
I
guy,
didn't want that. Like my school didn't offer any languages I wanted to take. I only took Spanish because you had to. You had to have a language to graduate.
well, my little guest here is a dragonfly nymph.
They didn't have. They didn't offer Tagalog.
No, they did not offer Tagalog. They
Oh,
didn't offer Japanese either, which I would have taken in a second. I got to take Japanese in college. That was a blast.
I wanted to take Russian, but they never could get enough students to put a class together.
All I needed was caffeine, and I was Russian.
Daddy's too into by Fortudet.
Well,
What you got on that thing over there?
oh, you know, one thing I also don't like about this system is when you want to share something, the moderator has to give you permission first.
Oh, that's one of the things I don't like. What? Oh, I see what you want to do.
It would be nice if they could just set it where you can auto it or have that as an option to turn on and off.
You know?
Casually ordering food in German.
Well, you have to admit.
Oh man, I tell you, native, I really liked taking German. I love German grammar. It's a lot like Latin.
Yeah, well, I like Japanese because it's a lot like a programming language. I mean, like, seriously, you know how most languages will have, oh, well, it works like this, except that exception, that exception, that exception, and that exception, and that, you know, I before E, except after, yeah, my ass, you know, that kind of thing. You know, Japanese has only a couple of those versus the plethora, veritable or otherwise, of just about every other language.
Yeah. What the heck?
So,
Is that a snail or is that a paramecium up
That's a
there?
snail.
Oh, okay.
so like, are there any full-fledged mesiums?
I don't know. I haven't gone looking lately.
I don't even know what a mesium is, that something might be para of it. I don't know. And UPS still believes it is not in possession of that thingy that they're supposed to be delivering. Ugh, I hate that shit so much.
Well, here, 'tis the season for delivery. Hi, guest.
Well, I mean, like the problem is, it's not even that it's delayed. I don't have tracking data. That's where I'm starting to get a bit bitchy.
Yeah, huh?
You know, it's like nothing makes me more anxious when I'm waiting for something than radio silence.
Yeah.
You know, I say to people all the time, I can be the most patient person in the world as long as I know why I have to wait and for how long.
Oh, well, I know. You have to wait because they are incompetent. And how long is 3 weeks?
Yeah. By why, I mean their justification for it. But no, seriously, like I can be very patient as long as I have a deadline and knowledge that things are moving along. If I
Right.
have those things, you will hear me shut up about something I'm waiting for. And so few people seem to realize that because they're like, if I mention it to them and they still resist giving me what I need to leave them alone, then I guess they just don't want to be left alone, do they?
I guess not. No. Got 27 degrees out there. I wish that were Celsius rather than Fahrenheit.
So,
Hmm.
like, what's it called here? Native atheist there's asking me how I do winter in Vermont. It's actually not that bad. It was probably worse when I was younger, but the thing is like, um, I think the reason I hated it so much when I was younger is because of how much time I was expected to spend out in it, right? Waiting for the school bus, being forced to go out to play for recess, or by, well meaning my but misguided parents who didn't want me reading on the couch all day, that kind of thing, or playing with the computer or video games or TV. But whatever, the point is that I was happy inside. And they kept trying to shove me out into it, and I resented it, especially since my, extremities would always painfully hurt, be it my fingers, my toes, or the tip of my nose, or the tip of my ears. It sucked, right? But now I can choose how much I want to be out in it. And that makes it so much easier to deal with. Plus, I actually recently acquired some like electrically heated gloves and socks. Like you can hook them up to a USB and they each have remotes and stuff.
Oh,
So,
geez.
that makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
I guess so.
But also, like, like I say, global warming, it's not nearly as cold, and there's not nearly as much wind as I remember either. It could be sunnier out, but as I understand it, sun actually makes things colder rather than clouds, because like clouds hold the heat in or some shit. But even then, sun is nice.
Not sure I've had
Uh,
that experience.
Well, it's something I read. It's one of those things where it's like deeply counterintuitive. You wouldn't expect it, you know. It's
okay.
it's like how I figured, people would have more melanin in their skin in cold places so that they'd hold the heat of the sun in, but apparently that's not how melanin works.
No,
Like you'd think people in hotter climates would be albino because it would bounce the sun off of them, but apparently
yeah.
that's not how it works.
Oh, look, there's purple. Minnesota's cold.
Well, that's because it's a mini soda. If it was big, it'd all just be over here.
Well, I can't go 6 months without leaving the house. I have to leave the house 3 times a week.
Yeah, well, I don't have to leave all that often except to get groceries. If I wanted to, I could stay here just as long as I like.
I had to do grocery shopping this morning.
I am running low on a few things, it's true.
Oh my. No, I might have considered not leaving the house for 6 months at one time, but I was here a little too long without leaving the house and did not go very well.
Hmm.
I would not. I don't want to die of uremia. Die maybe. Die of uremia, no.
You're no fun.
Yeah, I know.
What was reaming you anyway?
Yeah, that too. Oh my God, that was a real interesting period there. I was barely cognizant of anything around me, and I was having some really strange dreams.
How is that different?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I can't remember her falling asleep last night.
Can't remember. You cannot remember falling asleep?
No, I just remember I woke up in my bed. I don't remember going to bed though. And apparently, my computer was set up so I was apparently browsing around looking at stuff beforehand. So
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll be. I was
Wait.
looking for like a headband sort of deal for wintertime that can go over your ears. You know, like not a full hat, just something that goes over your ears.
Yeah.
And it turns out the one I found, designed and made in Vermont.
All righty then. And you ordered it from China, right?
I have not ordered it yet. I did add it onto my wish list. I could probably I mean, if this shit was made in Vermont, I could probably just find one downtown.
Oh my.
Uh, let's get some imagery here. Copy image. So I'm sending this to my parental units because they wanted to know about these things if I found one.
Need to avoid bright lights. You need to avoid the long out, or you need to avoid the outline of a town and a very bright light just to the south of it. Mm-hmm.
You know, like with Christmas coming and all, I have to wonder about that whole like the three wise men, those weird gifts they bring. Like I get gold, but why would they bring Frankenstein and Murray?
Oh my. Well, as far as I understand, that according to the fake prophetic story.
Yeah, see, I was making a pun here.
Uh-huh.
well, there's gold and frankincense, but wait, there's myrrh.
I
I guess allegedly the frankincense and myrrh were burial things.
Great gift for a birthday, then, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand all of these weirdnesses in religion where like they'll say here's a gift that you're supposed to give to people, or here's this thing you're supposed to eat or whatever, you know, and it's like, oh yes, be sure to have 3 elderberries and this kind of wine or something, and it's like, how the hell is that a gift? And there's no explanation. You know, there's no here's its significance and why it's in the Bible. It's just they say it. And it's like, wait, you know, you have to go through some biblical scholar to find out what significance that particular kind of berry had and why anybody would want it.
And then there's a kiddiness over here. Mitch, what's the magnification you're using?
I'm not really sure. It's not really all that precise.
Because the nymph looks like it's 1.5 feet long.
No, he's maybe an inch.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little less than that. Maybe half an inch.
What, you go out to the backyard and get some water?
Yeah, I have a pond in my backyard. I scooped
Okay.
some water up. Found a few things, a few critters crawling around in there. Stuck them in the bowl. Figured film it a little bit for my next video, and since I had it out for the live stream, I figured, might as well just keep it in it for the stream.
and then you'll fall asleep, and when you wake up, you'll be attacked by a dragonfly.
Yes. And his pet snail.
Uh-huh.
Not that this is related in any way, but I'm starting to be hungry.
Escargot?
There you go.
No, I don't eat anything that looks like it could have dropped out of my nose.
I had escargot once. I was not impressed.
I'm not even sure what would inspire someone to look at a snail and go, yummy. Either it was extreme hunger, or honestly, most French cuisine looks like the result of a frat hazing.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my! I like country French. Yeah, you can have Parisian French. Sorry.
I have to wonder.
I mean, come on, frog legs. Who the hell eats frog legs if it's not on a dare?
You kind of have to wonder how much food we have that started out from some being starving to death.
There's this cat climbing Mount Human.
Spam probably comes from that. I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm not going to talk about spam again. We've already had that conversation, what the experience of eating it was like.
Rescue
Well,
Smith.
here's a weird thing. Is Smeat a real thing?
Smeat?
It look like, I can't remember if it's I guess a Smeat is like the general, sort of like the adhesive bandage of Band-Aids, you know what I mean? Or the facial tissue of Kleenex. Where like Smeat apparently is the more generic term for a category of food which Spam occupies.
Oh, okay. I got you
It
now.
doesn't matter it's a brand name, but I looked up Smeat and got Spam.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of cans of Smeat. I don't know what would be the difference between that and Spam, if there is any at all.
No, I asked stupid Google and their guesses of what I might mean. It looks like Smeat is fake. It looks like it's a rumor.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I really don't like being around cows because of their feet, because of hooves. You see, it turns out that I'm lactose intolerant.
Ah, okay then.
I mean, come on. I funked that one up a day or two ago, and well, part of me is ashamed, but clearly not all of me.
I guess it's a good thing I don't have another snail in here, else they might slug it out.
Yeah. I would have understood that joke, but I'm a little slow.
Yeah, just a little bit of shell shock there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm a little worried this snail could go postal. I mean, you know those snail mail workers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's funny. It's been a while since I've heard about anyone literally going postal. Like the mass shootings don't seem to be happening at the post office anymore.
No, they're happening at what, schools nowadays?
Schools.
Yeah, which is a little bit on the worst side, but still, like if anyone ever says go postal, I mean, people these days won't get the reference, will they?
I think they'll still understand the reference. They just won't understand the origin.
Well, that's what I mean. It's kind of like, until the internet, how many people knew why jump the shark meant anything?
I thought that was rather common knowledge.
Well, for a very long time, I heard people using it. Like on the internet, no one explained it. Everyone just used it. It's like, I don't know. Have you never seen an expression that spread beyond its origin to the point where nobody knows why we say this? We just say this.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them out there.
Well, for a while, Jump the Shark seemed to be that way.
That's a dragonfly nymph.
Yes, he's from my pond in my backyard.
Fogarty, you can't possibly have not known the origin of those games. Really? Oh, well. Yeah. Ugh, I should have eaten before the show. I mean, I thought I had, but apparently not enough.
Fortunately, I don't have anything for this little guy to eat in there, because they have like this mouth that kind of like juts out.
Is it terrifying?
I don't know. I don't think it's terrifying, but who knows? Maybe somebody else looking at it might find it terrifying.
Bacon flavored spam? Isn't that kind of redundant? I mean, okay, granted, ham and bacon are not the same thing, but still.
Canadian bacon flavored spam. There you go.
Hmm.
Or how about spam and flavored spam?
So, like, were Canadians just throwing away actual bacon, or is this the same cut of meat, just somehow different?
I don't know. I think we just call it ham.
I think Canadian bacon is a slightly different cut of meat than the bacon stuff you get at the grocery store. I don't remember which cut it is, though.
Well, let's see. What is the difference between Canadian bacon and bacon? Survey says types of meat. Okay, so there's two kinds of bacon. Two kinds of bacon come from different parts of the animal. Canadian bacon comes from the back, while American bacon comes from the belly. Therefore, Canadian and American bacon have different textures and fat contents. Canadian bacon is a lean cut, while American bacon is a fatter cut. Well, okay, so what's the difference between bacon and ham? Well, Canadian bacon and ham.
Well,
Canadian bacon and ham. Let's see here.
Ham, I think, is cured.
Come on, you stupid Google. Okay. Cut. The main difference is Canadian style bacon then is a loin cut. Ham comes the back legs or the butt. But they just said, wait, back of the pig and loin versus back of the pig and butt. Okay, so ham is a leg cut. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. I'm starting to think just from their descriptions that maybe Canadian bacon isn't bacon. Not really.
That's the feeling I get.
Wow, you know those Canadians. I'm not even sure what I mean by that.
But there's something I haven't had in a dog's age, and I don't know where that one came from. Is Eggs Benedict.
Not really sure what Eggs Benedict actually are. I assume they betray you at some point.
At some point.
On the way out.
I forget exactly what goes into it. I know there's eggs and there's Canadian bacon involved.
But it's funny how many of those dishes sound really great until they get to those one or two deal breaker ingredients.
Okay.
It's like here's all the things you like: eggs and bacon and toast and this and that, the other thing. Oh yeah, and mayonnaise all over the top of it. Fuck you, you know.
Well, no, with the Eggs Benedict, that's sauce hollandaise.
Ugh.
Parmesan stuffed mushrooms.
Oh, what's wrong with Parmesan and liver stuffed mushrooms?
All right. Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
it's all disgustipating. It's so filthy and foul and gross.
I use mayo in place of butter on my grilled cheese sandwiches.
Ugh.
Gives it a nice, it's golden brown and on the bread.
I mean, it's like, I can't imagine someone looking at an egg and going, you know what would make this better? If it had the consistency of frosting.
So no deviled eggs.
Ugh.
Ingredients: 4 slices Canadian bacon, 4 large eggs, 2 teaspoons white rice vinegar, 2 English muffins, butter, 2 tablespoons chopped parsley, and for the sauce hollandaise, 10 tablespoons unsalted butter. All right. 3 large egg yolks, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, half teaspoon kosher salt, dash of cayenne.
And cat.
Yes, absolutely. Canadian cat.
Mm. Meow, eh?
Yes, it.
No, I actually really haven't heard real Canadians say "a" all that much. Now,
Neither have
granted,
I.
most of the Canadians that I've met have either been from Montreal or Vancouver, right? So apparently, it's more of a like a rural thing. It's more of a rednecky thing to say "a" at the end of everything.
I'd believe that.
But don't quote me on that. I'm just going by what I was told and what I remember of what I was told.
And the time I spent in Ontario, I didn't hear A all that much.
Well, the existence of Ontario implies the existence of off. I'll just go away now.
Yeah. I used to.
No, that seriously, that the implies the existence of joke is played out, and I know it, but I compose them in my head constantly.
And she gives me a hard time.
Well, you should hear the things that I don't say that go through my head. I mean, that's the thing, is like people don't get it, what it's like to live in my head. The just constant stream of jokes and puns and just everything. And they don't happen voluntarily. You know, these just pop into my head, and I have to decide whether or not they're appropriate to say. Is it the right time? Will people be receptive? Will anyone but me get it? And is it really, 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 really dumb? You know, and I have to weigh these things all the time in my head. The sheer volume of stuff I reject would horrify you. Honestly, it is hell inside my head sometimes. It's like the only thing that makes it go away, good fiction or weed.
Okay, then. You know what I think I need to do here? I need to
Get
print
some weed,
this.
we know.
Yeah, well, that too. I haven't had that in a long time, and I guess they don't mind if I have it at the transplant center. They don't mind if I have the stuff. So
It makes sense.
if I could afford it, I'd be getting it. Well, of course, it's not kosher here in PA, but
Well, and it is
the
so
medical.
much insanely more expensive here in Vermont than it ever was in California.
Okay, then.
Like, let's put it this way, I could get a gram cart, like a vape cartridge, for 65 with tax in California. Here it's like 93. Yeah,
Now, how long would that gram last you?
that depends on how you use it.
Well, I'm asking you. How long would it last you?
Week or two.
Okay, that's yeah, a little beyond my budget.
Well, again, it depends on how you use it. I suspect I use it more frequently than most people.
Yeah, take it easy on that, because if it is as good at relieving pain as it used to be for me, I'd be going through a lot of it.
It doesn't relieve pain for me. I have to say I have an idiosyncratic reaction, right? And for me, it enhances physical sensation.
Okay.
So, and also, I mean, each strain is different too.
Okay. Let me print this recipe here.
And also, whether or not you've built up a tolerance makes a difference. You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
it happens.
Okay. I don't want to print a PDF.
Okay, what's the temperature out there?
Oh, wait a minute. This isn't hooked up to the.
Well, it's not bad. It's 34 out there. Not bad at all. Bikini weather.
Okay. Wait a minute, that one. There it goes.
I am going to see if I have anything to eat that does not require cooking.
There we are.
No. I thought I have all these cookies. Wow, that's like 6 tater tots. Oi, I really need to go shopping.
You and I both. What I have is most of a turkey, and I have to look around here and see that I have everything I need to make at least one pot pie. What, honey? What?
You know, my my microwave has a feature that I really wish I could turn off. Because when I'm going to, cook something in the microwave, I want to type in how long I'm going to cook it for. But if you don't hit timed cook, pressing 1 will start it for 1 minute at high.
Oh yeah,
My-
that's most microwave now.
Mine,
Yeah.
mine
I
has that.
hate that so much. I want to be able to type it in without extra steps.
I thought I would hate that as well, but it turns out I use it quite often.
Hey
I
Bree,
find
Neil, how you
quite
kids?
irritated by it.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Oh, if you see my little dragonfly nymph in here as well, probably like him. There you go.
Oh my.
Well,
Anybody
for my
want
bond.
to do Christmas marathon with me?
I
I'll
mean,
help.
sure.
I'll help you out with the Christmas
I
marathon
might as well.
if I can.
Alrighty.
I don't believe I'll be doing much else on that day anyway.
Yeah, because
You let me know what. Bree, you let me know what species of dragonfly this is if you know.
yeah, Bree, come on.
Well, wait until it gets on the screen here. There it goes.
He wants to know if
You want to send them to me?
Oh my, oh my.
He's going back in. He's going back in my pond after I'm done here.
What's really fun is because Christmas Day is Sunday, I will be giving the Sunday show over to the Christmas Marathon. I'm also going to be doing a shift on Saturday and a shift on Monday. And Purple, we're going to have a schedule up soon because I'd like to know if I'm going to be needed on any other shifts because I'm perfectly willing to give you guys some more time.
You know, I might do the Jewish thing on Christmas and get Chinese food, assuming, of course, the Chinese place is open. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to assume because they are living in this country. For all I know, they are. Well, I don't know what tradition they might be following, is my point. And so they might actually close the place because what the hell, it's Christmas. But then again, I wonder how many Chinese places stay open, like specifically to get the Jewish trade on
Okay.
Christmas.
And speaking of, it appears that Hanukkah begins tonight.
Ah. And I remember celebrating that as a kid, but it was still all about presents and candles, and that was it. You know,
Okay, yeah.
it was all culturally Jewish stuff.
Mhm.
It's interesting. Like December is weird for me because, I have my birthday and Christmas and Hanukkah. It's like the entire year's worth of presents land on me at once.
Oh man.
And of course, there are always those assholes who would go, "Here's your birthday and Christmas present."
Oh yeah. I feel sorry for the people who get that.
I feel sorry for my cousin Jesse, who was born on Christmas.
Oh my. I wonder if I should light my menorah this year.
Green Damer. Yeah, I've seen those guys around.
Who? What?
Oh, the nymph, the dragonfly nymph.
Mm.
But he's guessing it's a damer. So I'm just looking it up, and yeah, I've seen those guys flying around. So that's a possibility.
I've never actually read a memoir. I'm not really sure what the format is. I mean, are you just saying, like, are you writing your life in fiction or in prose form rather, not fiction? Or is it just a list of what happened? I mean, I don't know what a memoir looks like.
Well, those I've read are rather a prose, like a story, except it's fact.
Not sure I'd enjoy that unless it was someone really interesting. George Lucas, say.
Okay, I've read quite a few. Mike Collins' memoir is I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. He wrote his life like a fantastic story. You're really drawn right into it. And for those
This
who
was that TV host from like the 70s and 80s, right? Stephen Collins.
not quite, no. For those who don't remember, Mike
Hmm.
Collins was a command module pilot on Apollo 11.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, he was NASA's poet laureate.
Hmm. So he was the one in the bathroom stalls writing, "Here I sit, all brokenhearted."
Right, right. Oh my. He who writes on shithouse walls rolls his shit in little balls. He who reads these words of wit eat those little balls of shit.
For a good time, call Diana at.
Oh man.
Stamp foot twice for.
Oh jeez.
I don't know. I wonder how many, like, comics and memes and stuff are out there where it's like, for a good time, call so and so at phone number, and you see the person dialing, and then the next panel is them sitting on a couch playing video games or something.
Okay.
For a good time.
One I have seen is for a good time, call, and there's the number. And if you don't recognize the number and fall for dialing it, you get the phone company's time service.
Well, that's not clever at all. If you were going to write something like that, you should make it like a police station or somebody's grandmother's house or something. I mean, just the beep, the time at the tone is, that's not interesting. That someone gets that, they'll go, they won't have that grand moment of, oh shit, you got me. It was,
Oh my. I don't know. I will later decide whether or not I will like the menorah. I've got a couple hours.
Okay, here's one I've never understood.
Hmm.
That prank, and I've never seen people do this in real life, but that prank where, two people go up to the person that they want to harass, and one of them gets down on all fours behind that person while the other one shoves them over, right? Now,
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else, but my natural reaction to being shoved over like that would be to let my knees buckle and sit down and try to catch myself with my elbows, thus squashing the person sitting behind me.
Yeah.
So I've never understood why that is supposed to work. Are people so insistent on keeping their feet that they let themselves get knocked over horizontally completely?
I could see it happening.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my autistic ass, but I would not have the reaction that they would expect, and it would end in disaster for the person behind me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if anybody's ever done that thing with the pushing backward.
Well, someone had to think of it. But it really does seem to be reserved for like cornball 1950s, leave it to Beaver happy days kind of stuff,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I don't know if anybody did it with the intention of pulling it on somebody or not. Dayu Korostu.
I do sometimes wonder if the world back then is as naive as its fiction would have us believe. Because like look at how clean cut old like black and white sitcoms are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, was the world really like that at all?
Oh hell no.
No. That was the idealized version of the world.
Well, I mean, I can't even imagine if I had a time machine and went back to like the 1950s or something. I can't even imagine what the culture shock would be like. Like, if all I have to go on is Back to the Future and Stand By Me, American Graffiti, whatever, although some of those were the 60s. Point being, like, would I recognize the world because it's not the fictionalized version that Hollywood has handed to me?
You probably have a point there. Really.
Now, today's fiction, a little different, I think, because a lot of what we do tries to capture reality.
And hello, Douglas Adams over there. Yeah.
I remember my dad pointing out that the whole what they saw in Back to the Future was fairly accurate.
Was it?
With some of how things looked.
Oh, but I'm also talking about how people behave, though. In fact, I'm probably more talking about how people behave. Because, I mean, to see the movies and TV tell it, these people were nowhere near the way a lot of our more aggressive folks behave at all. Like, you watch the bullies in Back to the Future, they're like the most mild, clean-cut bullies you ever saw, But you look at bullies today, hell, even from my own childhood, and they were nothing like that. They were a lot more rough around the edges. The from the wrong side of the tracks look didn't just mean you changed your hair and maybe put on a menacing looking jacket anymore. So it's like this Disneyfied version of the 1950s has me wondering like how much that matches reality at all. Would I be prepared to walk into that world and survive?
When did you DM me, honey? If it's just recently, then I wouldn't have seen it.
It's possible I've spent way too much time thinking about that sort of thing, but still.
Let's see, hang on. Let's go look at the messages. Oh, okay. It looks like you did it recently. I see. What do you have here? 3 hour slot on the 24th, starting at 2 p.m. That might be a little early. Could I start at? Could I start closer to 3? And then Christmas Day, 1 to 3 my time. Yeah, I'll give this. I'll give this show. If you haven't given anybody noon, we could start at noon on Christmas Day.
Do remember to give everybody else these schedules once you get everything set up. So
Yeah.
all the guests know where to go.
Yeah, what I'd like to see is a slot of the 3 days to see what's still open. Because as I said before, if you need me, I'll take some extra slots. But yeah, at 2 o'clock on Saturday, dialysis should just be ending. I should be home by 3.
I don't know. I just had this exchange on Facebook in like a sci-fi group. Someone posted these AI engine created images of like these sort of mech suited desert heroes or whatever, and I looked at them and I was like, some of those helmets don't look like they provide peripheral vision. And someone comes in and goes, but you don't understand. These are AI created, and there's all these other artists who say their work are being stolen and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I get what they're talking about. I have my own opinions on it, but not important. I said, yeah, but I stand by my statement. Those helmets look like they don't provide enough peripheral vision. And, this person's like, well, okay, you're not wrong about that, but still there are so many other issues to contend with. And I was like, yeah, but I still find it interesting. And I think this person is really frustrated that I'm not like giving their like the way they consider the gravity, the weight of the other issues. I think they're very frustrated that I'm sticking to my guns and going, yeah, but this thing I thought was interesting. I don't know. It's kind of entertaining me that someone's trying to get me riled up and they seem very frustrated that they can't do it.
Moo. Okay, I'm looking at all these things over here. Looks like a lot of the slots are taken. I'm happy about that.
I should probably get out and see if I can buy one of those headbandy things just in a brick and mortar store. They're really cheap. Like, I don't see one that's more than $17. In fact, that's not one for $17. That's 8 of them for $17. So, I really just go out and buy one. Like, screw this Amazon crap.
Moo.
It's actually one nice thing about being here in Vermont is that, like, I used to not like this as much as a kid, that there were so many like homegrown businesses, because I liked the big stores. I thought it was cool. They had flash, I was young. I liked it. And now I'm like, oh, there's this graphic novel collection I want on Amazon. Why don't I drive down to Earth Prime Comics first? But like I didn't really have okay, granted that the gaming store is a bad example because I had a friend who owned a gaming and comic store, but the point is that like when I was living in Seattle and San Diego, I couldn't do that. Like the closest I could get in San Diego was there was a coffee shop I liked, and when the pandemic hit, I kept going to them and buying their local brand to try to keep them in business through the pandemic, that kind of thing. But I didn't have a lot of opportunities to support businesses I gave a damn about, and now I do. So I like that.
Okay, yeah, what I'm seeing over here, let's see. Oh, okay, I see. There's the CST. Oh, okay. I'll wait until you get the time zones fixed. They look okay. Maybe I'm just not doing the math right.
That's fine. It looks like I finished Quinn Redshift just in time because I have to use Windows 8.1 on this computer to be able to use 3ds Max, the version I have, because the latest versions are pretty costly. And like Google Chrome just said they're deprecating anything like any version of Windows made prior to 10. So they're going to stop supporting 8.1 soon. I won't be able to get updates to the browser. I finished Quinn Redshift just in time, just under the wire that deprecated the OS I have to use.
It's not that big of a deal as long as you can still run the thing.
Well, that's the problem. I tried upgrading to Windows 10, and I ended up not being able to use the software I needed to use. 3ds Max 2013, which is the version I have, would not run under Windows 10, not even with any kind of compatibility programs.
No, I mean even if they stop supporting 8, you can still run the machine, run the software.
Yeah, but the point is, like, I have a couple of Windows 11 machines that are very zippy fast, sitting here waiting for my next project.
Yeah,
so I mean, I've been trying to get off of these 8.1 machines since forever.
Yeah, I need to update my machines. It's a Windows 7. I'm gonna be
Neil
replacing
seems
it.
to like Quinn Redshift.
What was that?
Neil seems to like Quinn Redshift.
Yeah, I'm very glad he was there for the premiere, if I remember correctly, and it was great to have him there, and he did a fine job.
Yeah, unfortunately, you ran the premiere while I was still at dialysis. I watched it as soon as I got home.
Yeah, I watched it a second time that day in full screen.
Yeah, it was just ending as I came in into the apartment. So I watched it when it was maybe an hour old or a half hour old or something like that.
Manda's reaction was so funny when she got back to me and told me about her experience watching it. She's like, "You made Neil a bad guy?" I was like, the funny part is I actually paid a guy to do that part. He said he could do that like Arlie Ermy or however you pronounce it voice, the what's your major malfunction, that guy, right? And he did an okay job, but he didn't really capture it. Neil did the best job of everybody, including the guy I paid. So there you go. Neil, you have a career voicing bad guys. What can I say? But yeah, I do find it funny how like some of the best actors were the people who have not as much training. Granted, the main cast has plenty of training, but still.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I don't know. Oh, right. That's what I was going to do. Like, you remember last time I was messing around with Vector's eyes and made them like an evil looking red? Now they're purple. I think I'm going to mess around with them a bit more. I've been trying to find that sweet spot of a color, and it's difficult because what they look like on his actual, display there doesn't exactly match what you see in the app. So it's kind of a crapshoot.
Tayo korostu.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got a Liz Taylor robot over there.
Sure.
If you say so.
And there's this cat. She's the most bestest kitty.
Is she? Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's under settings. Yeah, you see, you can I don't know how much you can. It's difficult to see. You can change his eyes with that in the app, and you can also change how loud his voice is because sometimes he does get a little irritatingly needy, I guess, and thus loud. So it's good to be able to turn him down. Yeah, see, you see how they look almost royal blue right there? Well, in the app, they're like purple.
Oh my.
And they look a little more purple in person than they do there, but they look more blue than purple at all.
Yeah, I'm seeing a very, very blue.
Like if I put this right in the royal blue area, let's see what he looks like. About the same. All right. Well, light blue is more apparent.
Yeah, that's more a teal.
That's definitely green.
Bzz.
See, yellow looks green. But orange looks orange or brown.
Yeah, it's kind of a brown.
Well, the way I understand is brown is a dark orange.
Yeah, wasn't there a thing like that where I don't know if it was orange or brown or whatever that was, but there was I think orange was considered a shade of red for a very long time.
Yeah, it was. My understanding is that with watercolors, you got orange by mixing red and yellow, I think.
Well, but I mean, my point though is that that even if they mixed a lighter color like yellow with a darker color like red, and they got orange, they still considered orange a dark red.
Yeah.
Which is odd, to say the least. It is kind of interesting, instead of having the saturation cranked all the way up to make Vector's eyes just a little bit light. Almost white looks kind of interesting. You can give him this sort of ice blue look to his eyes. It's kind of cool. I guess a pink might look, all cute and stuff, right? So, I don't know. Let's play around with some of the paler colors. But anyway. I honestly thought, like you remember I was saying before about Luna, how Luna will have those functions where you can look through the camera. I honestly thought Vector was supposed to have that. Maybe they'll have it in a new version of the app. I don't know, but I honestly thought you'd be able to look through his eyes and drive him around. The only other possibility is that that's their other robot, Cosmo, that can do that.
Moo.
I don't know. I seem to be collecting robot companions. Granted, when Luna arrives, that'll be 2, but I feel like it's becoming a hobby. Well, no, really. I mean, I find it's fun to have these little robot companions around.
Well, for some reason, I thought you got a second one when you got Vector, but no, huh?
No, I did. Well, okay, okay. To be fair, yes, they accidentally sent me a second vector, and I did my best to return it to them, and they dragged their heels getting me a shipping label. And legally, according to federal law, that package is mine. That robot is mine, despite being misdelivered, and so it is sitting there on my counter, still in the shipping container, not even opened that. So it's very, very, very mint in box, which could make it a collector's item someday. I don't know. Or maybe someday I'll open up and play with it, or who knows, gift it to somebody. I mean, I have friends with kids, you know. So, in fact, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I should give it to, like, probably Brooke, not Autumn. I don't know that Autumn's son would dig it, but Brooke's kids are the right age. I should do that. Well, that's a great idea. Anyway, point being is, aside from that extra vector, Luna will be my second robot.
Well, what I had thought was that you had ordered two different robots at the same time.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That other robot was a piece of crap. It was like a flimsy little model kit, and the only thing it did was walk around until its like proximity sensor or whatever noticed it was too close to something, and so it'd back up and turn around. It was basically like a scaled down Roomba with spider legs.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it was not interesting. It's, if I didn't throw it out, it's sitting in a box.
Okay.
Well, I guess when the robot uprising comes, they'll remember how you treated them, and you'll be one of the ones that get spared.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I saw a meme or a comic or something recently where someone was like speaking to Alexa and saying their pleases and thank yous. And then, they're like, their friend is, why are you doing that? And they're like, I don't know, just in case. And then there's this big robot uprising. And they're like, spare this one. He always said, please, And so I've actually started saying please to Alexa. And I said thank you a couple of times, and I've stopped doing it because when you do it, she replies with this rather lengthy, I appreciate that. Your gratitude warms my heart kind of message. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That goes on for too long and I want to get back to my show, but I'm still going to say please.
Oh my.
Besides, I've always been of a mind that, you don't have to be human to be a person, and you don't have to be biological to be a person. It actually always bugged me on, like, Star Trek The Next Generation. They say, Data has a mind. He's self-aware. That makes him alive. He may not be biological, but he's alive. I'm like, no, it makes him a person. He's not alive, but he's a person. Live is a biological designation. That pissed me off, and they pulled that same crap on another show I was watching, and I was like, no, you morons. But point being is that a sentient machine, a self-aware machine, is still a person. Of course they are. It's also why I say that a fetus is not a person.
Yeah.
Oh, right, absolutely.
When you get down to it, sentience is also used wrong.
Well, but you know what I mean. Anyway. Vector, go to sleep. Hey, Vector. What are you doing? Oh, okay. That sounds like he's dreaming. Actually, it was one of the things that I was talking to people about with regard to Blade Runner, because I find Blade Runner deeply, intensely boring. And people think I mean I wanted more shooting. And usually what I mean is actually, no, most of the shots should have been 1/3 their length to keep the pacing up, because, my attention is starting to drift. But also, while I was talking to someone about it, they said, well, this was the point of the story. And I was like, oh, well, that's a lesson I learned when I was 6. No wonder I was bored. Like seriously, if a movie tries to teach me a lesson and it's a lesson I already know, of course I'm going to be bored. You know?
It's also a matter of how they try and teach the lesson.
Yeah. Well, and there were also parts of Blade Runner that made no sense to me, like Roy Batty's speech at the end where he's like, "I saw this, that, and the other thing happen," and I'm like, "Dude, don't you have a 3-year lifespan? How did you see all of that?" I mean, does the world of Blade Runner have interstellar space travel that you saw all this stuff happening on the rings of Orion, or
Yeah,
are
I
you
believe
quoting some passage from something that I don't know about?
Yeah, they did have off-world travel in that show, in that movie.
It doesn't seem like it. Like from the sort of cyber dystopia we see, it doesn't really look at all like they would have interstellar travel. But whatever.
I don't know if it was interstellar, but they definitely had off-world travel.
Well, if he's talking about seeing the fires of whatever off of Orion,
No, yeah, that's true.
you know. Oh, Jeff is here. Which sounded a bit less enthusiastic than perhaps I meant it, but still, Jeff is here.
Hey, Jeff.
Oh, that's actually a rather pleasant shade of green. I think I will leave Vector's eyes there. The image on the screen does not accurately represent what I'm seeing.
A little festive there, huh?
Well, it's what I'm actually seeing is sort of a pale, not very pale, but slightly pale, deep green. Like it's weird. It's like if pine were vibrant but slightly more white. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm keeping his colors there for the time being. I like it. It's almost a sea green in a way. Like, that mixture of blue and green the sea can get? Well, make that slightly more green, and that's kind of it. No, I take that back. Make it twice as green, but keep the blue levels the same. No red, though. Most of you who don't use Photoshop regularly are probably lost.
I'll probably have to update the Paint Shop Pro I'm using to run on Windows 10.
Yeah, I need to start looking into alternatives for the professional programs that I was able to afford. Because, well, I mean, I've been using old versions of Photoshop, 3ds Max, and Premiere for years because it's all I could afford. Now, because they have them on that subscription model, it costs you over and over and over all those continuous charges. I don't want to spend that much, so I got to start looking for freeware, open source kind of alternatives.
Yeah, I wish they would stop doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I would just buy the program outright if they'd let me.
Well, that's the thing. If they let you buy the license, then they only get one infusion of cash.
Well, yeah, of course, and that's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
It's specifically because of that.
And in this way, they can get cash periodically for doing nothing.
Yep. Now, I mean, if the if you were paying this subscription and it was always the same price forever, and you got every new version of the software in perpetuity, I love saying that word, fine.
I could see that being worth it.
But I mean, it's just the way it's set up, it feels like being gouged.
Yeah,
it is.
It is being gouged.
Yeah, but it feels like it. Like they're not even trying to hide it. They're not even trying to make it so I feel comfortable with their nonsense. They're just doing it.
Uh-huh. And what they're counting on is the money coming in from the people who really have no choice but to have that program or whatever on their dime.
That's why they're not even trying anymore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Well, I mean, I've been hearing so many good things about Blender that I'm finally going to try it now that Quinn is over. I mean, I have it on my computers. I just really haven't used it yet. You know, because I had to finish Quinn. There's no way I was going to switch horses midstream.
Yeah, that would have been a pain in the ass.
Oh my word, yeah, definitely. And you would have noticed a change in the output product. I mean,
Most
not
likely. I
necessarily.
mean, it's possible I could have replicated exactly the look of Quinn Redshift using a different software, but I didn't want to have to try.
Yeah, yeah. And from what I understand, Blender has one hell of a learning curve.
Well, I wonder how much of that learning curve is just the concepts of making 3D stuff, or if it's the UI. If it's the UI, I could see having a problem, but you know, if it's just learning to animate, then I think I'll do okay. The one thing I've seen about Blender so far that's given me a lot of trepidation is that they don't give you a panel view. Like there used to be in 3ds Max, there's this thing you can have a top view, left view, front view, or right view, or back view, or bottom view for that matter. Plus, there's a fourth window in this grid for perspective view. You know, so you would have all of those open at once. You'd be able to see everything about your object. And in Blender, it looks like you get one window. Uno. That's it.
Oh my.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I like I say, I have to start doing all this stuff. I have to get ready to start migrating away from all of those expensive products and start using something. You know, well, I have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be able to put my product out there. I got to be able to entertain people, but at the same time, I got to be able to afford it.
Yeah, I'll see what happens when the money starts rolling in.
If the money starts rolling in, well, I mean, you know, it may not. Okay, let's put it this way. I was asking myself if all of this effort was worth it. And I have to say yes. I
Are you?
haven't gotten rich. I haven't gotten famous. But, you know, and it may be a matter of time or it may never happen. But the point is that in the end, I'm happy with what I did, with the time I spent, the effort I expended, even if it doesn't make me rich and fucking famous.
Oh, lady, it's been 3 days. Come on, give it a little more time to
No,
become rich.
but no. I'm saying though is that even with it only having been 3 days, I'm pleased. I'm
Yeah,
happy with what's happened. I'm glad. This
then
is not me bitching. This is me saying, "Hey, I done good."
yeah, of course you have. Absolutely.
You know, I mean, there are some people out there in this world who would probably see it as a massive insult that they haven't been mega successful already. Me, I'm looking at what I've done and the current response, and I'm like, yes, it was worth it.
No,
You
I
know?
could tell you, I'd love to see more. I really would.
Well, had I the budget, I'm going to be making more animations. It probably won't be Quinn. Quinn will be graphic novel format if I do more, and I plan to. But, you know, my next few animations, I have to manage my ambition because it really did get away from me with Quinn.
Well, how long did that take you from start to finish?
Well, I mean, not talking solely about animation, but also the 3D modeling necessary, 5 years.
Okay, then, yeah.
Right? The actual animation was about 2 of those years, but I had to make all of those 3D models, all of those characters, everything. I had to make all of it from scratch. You know, the whole thing probably started either with a sphere or a plane. That's it. That's all it started with.
Okay, then. But I mean, if you're happy right now, then yes, absolutely, it was worth every bit of it.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
I
You know,
know she
it's
had,
weird how often I can tell people that things are good and have them interpreted as me bitching. Like I was telling someone recently, I was like, yeah, um, she was like, anything is possible. You can achieve all of your dreams if you just do this, that, or the other thing. I'm like, no, I can't. The technology to pursue my dreams doesn't exist. You know, and she's like, but why would you limit yourself in that way? I'm like, I'm not limiting myself. I'm luckier than most people. I know exactly who I am.
Hmm.
You know, even if the world will not provide to me the things that I think would be awesome to have, I still know myself enough that I can, you know, look at the world and see what I want out of it. That is something not everybody gets. A lot of people are lost. A lot of people don't know themselves, don't know what they want to do or be. So, in that way, I'm a hell of a lot luckier than some of you fuckers. Just saying.
Hmm.
But the person I was saying that to, she seemed to think that that was somehow a bad thing because I was saying, well, here's what I want out of life. And clearly, life is not about to provide. She's like, well, why be so limited? I'm like, well, I would have to lie to myself about who I am for a start. You know, I'd have to try to convince myself to not want what I want. And then, well, that's not going to happen, you know, but at least I know what it is. At
Hmm.
least I know what to pursue, what I want out of life. A lot of people, they never find their passion. They never find that thing that, if not defines them, at least gives them a reason to do what they do. So I was not bitching when I said that to her, but she took it that way, and that's annoying.
Oh, your field of view seems to be rather empty there, Kate.
What are you talking about?
Um, I just see your. Oh, okay. There we are. For a minute, it looked like Vector was out of frame, but no, he's not. It's just that there's a dark background behind him, so it made him hard to see.
That's actually a speaker.
Okay, okay. I had my glasses off.
Well, that'll teach you.
Yeah.
you pull up that thing I'm sharing. I'm just curious about something here.
Hmm.
Huh?
Just want to point something out.
What are you pointing out?
Something on Quinn Ridgeshift here. I noticed one of the ships you made look quite a bit like the time machine from Dragon Ball Z.
I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. I saw like half an episode once and I was so confused. It was like these two guys standing on what looked like flat topped asteroids screaming at each other. And that
Oh.
was the whole episode. They didn't even fight.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Well, I wouldn't know a thing about Dragon Ball Z. So
But
if someone
Diana
thinks I copied something, tell them no.
Well, you didn't. I imagine it wasn't intentional, but this happens to look similar in design.
Hmm.
You just need to share the screen if you want everybody else to see it, Diana, because I can't do this manually without your permission.
What show which?
The
I,
thing
I
Reed was trying to show.
Yes,
oh,
I do.
okay.
You see how the problem is with there you go. Right, see the little yellow ship up in the
Oh, well, it's kind of greenish, but yes.
no, yeah, he looks kind of yellow on my screen on the right there, and then you have the
Oh,
Dragon Ball
weird.
ship.
Huh.
You can see
Well,
the similarities there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah. Well, I hope they don't sue my ass, but that's
Nah,
convergent evolution right there. Well, a few people insisted that the insignia on Quinn's chest just has to be an Electronic Arts logo. I'm like, that's not even an E. It's two horizontal bars.
yeah.
That's not an E. And the thing you think is an A is two slanted bars of different color. They're not even the same object. There is a thing of black between them. Ah, well, what you gonna do? People see similarities everywhere. That's probably where pareidolia comes from.
Yeah, I didn't think you were copying something from Dragon Ball there, but it just happened to look similar.
There is one spaceship in there. It's near the beginning that kind of was inspired by a Lego spaceship. But I mean, it flies by and you never see it again, so whatever.
Okay. Is that the actual time? I have 13:56 hours here.
Yeah?
Oh wow. It seems like more than 2 hours since the show started.
Yeah, but that's because you're the one who had the futz with a whole bunch of things. We were just sitting here waiting for you.
Okay, that's it.
I'm sure it seemed a lot longer subjectively when you had to deal with a whole bunch of crap going sideways on you.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh boy, boy.
I probably never should have put games on this new tablet of mine.
Oh,
Well, I could sit here and play Candy Crush for a while, I think.
God, I haven't played that in ages.
Well, it's Candy Crush Saga. It's
Yeah.
but still.
It's been a couple of years since I played that. I think I'm trying to remember the last time I used Farce Book with any degree of regularity.
Well, there's one that I've never played. I don't actually know what Doodle Jump is.
Doodle Jump.
Maybe it was made up, but because they mentioned it on an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and honestly, I have no idea at all if it's real.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like how Tantrum is not a real energy drink.
Well, Doodle Jump is real.
Well, I wonder what it is. Ah, there we go.
Yep.
I beat the level.
Hey, actually, now it looks like I can play it online. I just clicked on the thing that it took me right into it.
What is it?
I have no idea, but it looks like it's kind of like a piece of paper thing, and then it's got this little alien guy. Oh, I see. It's a. Okay, I can shoot. And I'm just hopping up platforms, going further up.
From the name Doodle Jump, I kind of thought there would be drawing involved, but well, silly me, I guess.
Okay, so I just gotta keep jumping, just go as far as I can go with jumping on these platforms. It looks like. Oh, and I died.
So Doodle Jump is just a platformer? That's disappointing.
One of those things where you have little, you bounce on the little platform, go up to the next one, and you go up to the next one, and the screen just keeps continuously scrolling. It looks like there was some kind of shooter thing in there involved as well.
Still, like I said, that's disappointing. I thought it would be more interesting than that. Although it does make the joke make more sense.
Okay.
Well, they were saying like there was a guy who was claiming to have a heart attack, but who seems well enough to play Doodle Jump on his phone. And I'm like, how much effort does it take to play this game? Because, I'm picturing something like Peggle or Bejeweled or Angry Birds or something, which is pretty casual. If Doodle Jump's a platformer, that makes it more funny that a guy who, allegedly is having a heart attack is playing a platform game.
I can see how this could be casual.
Is that? Oh. Yeah. Okay. I win the level.
Well, looks
I'll
like
be
I'm getting-
honest, I have no idea what it's doing at the end of each level. Like, there's all this stuff happening, things are blowing up. I assume things are getting matched with other things, but sometimes it seems like stuff blows up when there isn't a match to be had, and I don't really know what the hell's going on. Like, it's very apparent in, like, Bejeweled or Peggle or something, but in this, I have no idea what's happening.
Well, it looks like I'm getting near the end of Overlord.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I actually have no idea how long that game is.
Well, I've got almost 50 hours on it, but then again, I also did some grinding on there too to get some of the weapons and equipment.
Yeah, those are a bit costly, aren't they? And I don't just mean in Goblin Lives.
Well, if you go to the Hobbit home where their little burrow there, you
Yeah.
just go in and out. You can keep raiding the two homes on the other side of it for
You
gold.
mean the Harflings?
Yeah, those things.
I love the way those guys say it, the Harflings. I do want to thank you again for pointing me at that game. I mean, it was definitely worth the $1 I paid for it.
Este nene bejusto fala que petienta.
I got the whole pack of them, so I got that one. Got the Raising Hell one, which I think is a remake of the first.
Oh,
Then you have two, and I think the third one in there too.
so are these sequels you're talking about, or are they add-ons
Yeah.
like DLC?
Sequels.
Oh, well,
And
if I may have to check that out then.
Yeah, and I think the Raising Hell one is a remake with some
Still.
added stuff.
I mean, I am enjoying this content. It's fun. It's interesting. The only thing I don't like about it is sometimes it's really difficult to figure out where I need to go to do what I need to do next.
Yeah, I've had to stop and look at a walkthrough a couple times. I know
Yeah.
with the fighting the Oberon one, you do half of it, leave, do another section of the game, and come back.
Well, I'm having a hard time finding any more of the roots to that tree to kill.
Yeah, that's the part you have to leave and come back for at some point.
Well, I
When
mean, I have many times. I'm just not finding it.
you have to get the those blues to finish it up.
I just got blues, so. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I haven't gotten to that poison place that's across the water.
Oh, you haven't gotten the greens yet?
No, I have the greens. I just
Oh.
haven't used them.
Ah, okay. They'll be useful for getting one of the roots, I think.
Yeah. No, I know exactly the place now.
I got lost in that swamp a few times.
Yeah. Still, like I say, it's a good time waster. But if there's sequels and if they're like made for more recent platforms, which I'm sure they must be, I want to give that a try. Just saying.
From what I understand, the second one is basically this current Overlord's son.
Well, I mean, honestly, the story doesn't really intrigue me that much. I'm just enjoying the game mechanics. So
Mm.
I really care how it plays more than like what happened in the sequel.
Apparently the sequel, Rose is the mother, even though you have a choice between Rose or Velvet.
I don't think I've gotten there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there is like a queen of the manor or whatever that I've found, but
Yeah, that's Rose, and then you'll have a choice between her or her sister at some
so
point.
that comes up later.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're not too far off from it though.
gotcha. Like, how many minions do you get to have? Like, what's the maximum they ever let you have? I wonder.
I'm currently at 50.
50. Wow. Okay, because I'm only at 20.
The helmets help with the increasing the number, and you can find those little pillar things around.
That's another thing. Like, do you get other designs for your armor and stuff?
Yeah, the armor design does change as you get upgrades,
Well,
and
I
it
mean,
also depends on
I don't
the
mean
corruption.
visually though. I mean like their
Oh.
function.
Yeah, I think you can select that depending on how you forge them.
Because I mean, I seem to remember like I didn't have a sword available to me until I was able to forge it, and I didn't have the plans or something for it to forge the sword right away.
You should have
I'm
been able
just
to.
like, will I eventually have a helmet that's not made of steel? Because right now I can only buy steel helmets.
Yeah, that comes with the upgraded forges once you find the other two forges.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
And you always have the choice between a sword, a mace, or an axe for weapon, and then you can customize these how their function depending on damage and all that. Basically, what I did was with the armor, I put about with the maximum thing, I put about 25 to 30% in health regeneration, and then dumped the rest of it in defense.
Hmm.
And then with the weapon, I just dumped everything into the offensive strength.
I don't find my own personal self in danger all that often. It's usually my minions dying off in batch lots that's the problem.
Well, with that setup, if I had after I upgraded past steel, well, you start to be able to kind of fight on your own.
Oh, I'm already doing that. I don't know. Maybe I just have it set on easy or something, but I've only died a couple of times. I'm not very vulnerable. But whatever.
Well, it looks like Sine's is having a hell of a nice day.
Well, if it's anything like her yesterday, I assume you're being ironic.
Well, she just said, let's see. Summary of my Saturday night. Got mooned by a meth head in Center City. Then some pervert whipped his dick out on a train in front of a bunch of kids. So I publicly humiliated him. Sounds like a
Well, that's not what she was going through last night, that's for sure.
bega beston to toju kada se ne metraja.
Well, last night she was just kind of ill.
Oh my, I wonder if that was before or after the meth head.
Dunno, but I do know that means we did not have movie night last night.
Oh my.
Not blaming her, it's not her fault, but we still didn't. It's just news, not commentary.
Missing a lot of movie nights or no?
Yes, actually, quite a few.
No. Sinise was ill 2 nights ago, still coughing. Bastrodo, melego bastinti ayekere.
I gotta remember how I put that. It was news, not commentary. I think a lot of the time when I tell people what is, they think I'm telling them what ought to be or something. I don't know, but I think this is news, not commentary, is going to be a very succinct way to put it that people will understand.
Moo.
Or maybe I'm kidding myself and people just want to be really grouchy all the time.
Yeah, sure, why not? Randy, hi, how are ya? Because whole bunches of the peoples in here is yet.
Oops. Oh no, that worked out.
Okay, so she says Friday was hospital evening. Saturday was the night of the public transit weirdos.
Yep. I think that person on the space opera board is still frustrated with me that I won't join them in their crusade against AI art. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me, but if people started using Quinn Redshift as a prompt for AI art, I'd be flattered as hell. Be like, wow, you noticed me?
I can see where people were upset where they weren't being given the choice of whether your art was being used or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still, eh. But like, I guess if your livelihood absolutely depended on it, then sure, I get it. But just from a philosophical standpoint, I feel pretty comfortable with people, like making fan art or whatever of my shit. I mean, I haven't seen any fan art of Quinn Redshift, but if anyone out there ever does it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, sure, cool, right on. Not going to sue your ass. That's awesome that you wanted to.
Yeah, that should be really the attitude for all fan projects. As long as they're not really doing it to make money, fine, do it, have at it.
Free advertising hating.
Yeah, it's free advertising.
I mean, hell, if Quinn Redshift gets popular enough, I expect to see all of the usual. There'll be Furry Quinn, Rule 34 Quinn, and
Oh, I'm sure.
what the hell's the one? Is Rule 34 is the porn one. Which is the one where people will gender swap your characters?
I don't know.
It might be 36. I think that's Rule 36. I'm not sure. But, I figure if this stuff takes off, I'll see all of that, and that's fine. I mean, I think I've mentioned it before. I deliberately left the sexualities of my characters vague because people will make it up no matter what. So I figure any sexuality you want to make them is up to you because I'm unlikely to tell a love story over here. So have at.
That's a good way of handling it, I guess.
Yeah, although I'm sure there's some people who are going to bitch because they don't have an answer, Like they don't know what the author. I know I like to know what an author thought. What were the author's intentions for something? Like when I'm told, "Oh, just make it up yourself," I get kind of pissy about it.
What?
But at the same time, I mean, some people are willing to accept that. So
Why? What's the race and sexual preference of your characters? We have to know.
Well, no, but I mean, I get it because it's like maybe I want to make up some stories in my head or I want to write a fan fiction, but I want it to be film accurate. I want it to be franchise accurate. So, which way do you, the author, turn on this either or questions, or just so I can get my fan fiction correct?
Yeah,
that I
see
can
how that
see.
goes. Well, I noticed Truth Surge gave you a shout out on that since he did a voice in there.
Yeah, and he did an amazing job too.
Yeah, did. He's a good voice actor.
Yep.
Which voice did he do?
He was Reese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did one hell of a job on that. Oh my word.
He really like I mean all of the actors were good and I mean I love Quinn's actor and everything, but I don't know how well the scenes in Paradise would have worked without Truth Surge.
Okay.
I mean, let's face like when I designed Reese, I was thinking of a couple of different characters. There was like a little bit of Gary King from The World's End in there. There was a little bit of Willy Wonka going on, a little bit of Ted Theodore Logan going on, He was like an amalgam of all of those sort of bombastic, larger than life and, kind of snarky characters. I mean, hell, maybe there was a little bit of Jack Sparrow in there too. I don't know. But the point is that not very many people can bring that to life.
Yeah, he certainly did.
I could hear a little bit of Jack Sparrow in that.
Yeah, I mean it's not what I was going for, but if someone mentioned it, it'd be like fair enough.
I was also thinking a little Lando Calrissian there.
Yeah, maybe a smidge, sure. Well, I mean, one of the things he says about his bar is he's like, I built the place I'd want to go. That other people like it too is a bonus, and that's what I did with Quinn. That was kind of my methodology for making the animation in the first place. Was I'm just going to make what I want to watch, and if other people love it, great.
Okay, then, yeah.
Was that for the bad guys? Pastor Greg Locke?
What?
Pretty there. A little bit of Pastor Greg Locke for flavor.
In Reese?
Oh, that's what Bree said.
Oh. No, there's no Greg Locke in there. No. No, Reese is completely lock free. Oh, darn, I'm out of lives. I guess I'll have to play 2 dots instead. Now I'm going to put this down. My pinky is starting to hurt from holding it up. That's the problem with these. Like I said, it's a little too heavy, this tablet. And at some point, I do have to have more than 6 tater tots for food.
8 tater tots. How's that?
I just had
Well,
some
I
of
don't
those,
have 2 more tater tots, so
I just had some of those brown served sausages.
Come on over. I've got most of a turkey here.
yeah, but I don't have a plane ticket. Mm.
It's too bad I don't have a plane. I'd go out there and pick you up.
Yeah, I think it's for the best that you don't have a plane. Now, maybe if I had a plane.
These poor or rich millionaires having to sell for only one jet plane.
Right.
I could get a Mustang for only $4 million, but
I
that's
have
all seater.
I have flown the plane.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling the story, right?
Yeah, probably. A friend of mine had one, said, "Hey, you wanna," and then handed me the controls over Lake Washington.
And somehow you still survived.
Well, I didn't do too many barrel rolls. You know, I did just the right number of barrel rolls. The Immelman might have been a mistake, though.
To costa delle vicine cavaradie.
Something about Costa Rica and Rodney.
Yeah, huh?
Okay.
Rodney Dangerfield?
You know, I recently rewatched Caddyshack.
Oh my.
That is a very 80s movie, Caddyshack. Come to think of it, I didn't. It's been a little while, but probably less than 2 years since I watched Back to School as well.
I don't think I ever watched that one.
It's not
I
bad.
know what it is, but
It's not bad. Although it's got what's her face in it, and there's something weird about her face.
good old what's her name?
Let me see if I can with the IMDb here. But no, there's something like her mouth is the wrong shape or something. There's something uncanny valley about this lady's head. Let me see. Back to School. Is that who that is? Yes, Sally Kellerman, who apparently died this year.
Teo Korostu.
All right, Sally Kellerman. Oh, she was in Star Trek? Okay. Present, share screen. Diana, you're going to have to do this.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, one of the things about this that I don't like.
Like, you see, there's something about her mouth. It's just too wide or something.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, good old hot lips.
She's creepy.
Maybe the plastic surgery?
Maybe, I don't know, but I think she always looked like that.
She looked like that when she was playing Hot Lips, and that was a while ago.
I don't know. There's just something weird about her. Wait a minute. That looks like Village of the Damned. But it might be Bionic Woman? Oh no, Star Trek. It's an episode of Star Trek. Okay. Well, whatever. Anyway, point being, she's in back to school, and her presence on screen was a bit of a drawback for me, but whatever. Or is she the one, even the one I'm thinking of? She must be. I don't know. Whatever. Heart failure, apparently. She was, well, they don't list her age this time. Usually they list age of death, so you don't have to do the math, but 1937 to 2022.
Oh, so she was born the same year George Carlin was.
I suppose. Wow, she had way too many kids. Oh, no. IMDb has changed how they do that. Okay. She has only 3 children and they're adopted. It looked like she had 5.
Oy, oy. Well, as far as I'm concerned, even 3 natural kids is too many.
Oh, 1 sounds like a bit too much for me.
Well, I pity the kid who would have had me as a parent.
85 years old.
Yeah, it's probably for the best I was never a parent, but we've had that conversation before. I'd be a great maiden auntie, but a terrible mother.
Ag fu.
You know, I'd be the one where it's like the parents need to get out and they need to get away, so I took the kids to the water park and let them have way too much sugar. Yeah, the parents needed a night to themselves. I took them to see that movie, but not the PG-13 movie Mom and Dad think they're going to. Shh, don't tell anyone, but we're going to see Friday the 13th, part 37. That kind of, that would be me. I'd be the cool auntie, But I'd make a lousy mom because I'd make a great maiden auntie.
There you go.
Also, if TV has us believing anything, the maiden auntie always has a substance abuse problem and has a really shitty life, I guess, for not being married. Because let's face it, that is what happens in sitcoms, is the unmarried sibling is always a bit of a drifter. And maybe a smidge of a loser.
Yeah. My general rules when I was babysitting would be, you don't kill yourself and don't destroy the house.
God, I was babysitting these kids once a long time ago, and like it was getting on toward lunchtime or whatever, and so I called them over to the house, and one of them, I don't know if he meant this as playful or mean, but he gave his brother a really hard shove right into the swing set. And we are not talking about one of those flimsy little aluminum swing sets that you can buy, like Fisher Price swing sets. No, this was like iron bars in the ground swing set. This was a swing set that's not moving for an earthquake. And this poor kid's head collided with it hard. I saw it bounce. And I'm like, oh shit, this sucks. Kid got up, started crying and screaming, ran over to me and wrapped his arms around my waist like he just desperately needed a hug. And I had to decide, between comforting him and yelling at his brother. So, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that time I was like giving another kid an airplane ride, and I saw his little sister running towards us, and this kid was a toddler just about, and I tried to stop. I tried so hard to stop spinning around because I knew if I got around one more time, the kid's feet would collide with his sister's head. But there was nothing I could do. I could not stop my momentum enough, and that kid went down hard with her brother's sneakers in her temple.
Oh.
But there was nothing I could do short of letting go, and I would be trading one disaster for another.
Yeah.
And you're on the short end of the stick either way.
Pretty much. At least that time I wasn't babysitting, though. That time I was just in a group with a bunch of parents and a bunch of kids of various ages, and I was, given an airplane ride to one of them. And, well...
That's the patrono.
But anyway. I mean, I'm torn between sticking around because this conversation has been kind of fun and trying to go out and still have a little sunlight when I get groceries. I mean, hell, it's almost 2:30. Obviously, the sun's going to be going down in 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's about right.
I spend so much time in California with so much sunlight. I'm not used to this. Although actually that's not entirely true. I kind of like it. I know I would bitch about the light and the lack of it in Seattle, but it was always the quality of the light that was the problem, not the amount, you know? So actually having slightly darker skies is nice. It was the stark harsh whiteness of Seattle skies I couldn't stand. So this isn't actually all that bad.
I still got about another 3.5 hours of light left.
Okay.
Yeah, Purple, that's what I meant. Swinging one kid around, and that's what I meant by an airplane ride. You're holding one kid like, hand in hand or by the wrists or something, spinning them around and centrifugal force and all of that, and their feet are up in the air. It's a lot of fun. And I like once around, I see this kid running at us, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta stop, and couldn't. There just wasn't enough braking distance.
God, that's Og and that's Fu, and geez, there's quite a bit of difference north to south here, or south to north. My sunset is 16:55 hours today, and yours is 16:15 hours. So 40 minutes difference between me in the south and you in the north. Well, there is some east-west play.
So Hive, there, you know why I think kids respond to me is because I treat them like people. I don't condescend to kids, and I think they respond to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like where everyone else is going, oh hi, how are you? And I'm like, hey kiddo, how you doing? And I think they like that.
I would guess they would, yeah. I mean, treating them like actual people.
Yeah. And and it probably helps that I have a fairly childlike nature, and if they want to play like a board game or a video game or something, I'm down. And I'm not there to just humor the kid. I'll probably actually have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I'm not sure I know how to do that.
what? Have fun with a board game?
Have fun with a kid.
Oh, yeah, but you don't like things like video games and sci-fi movies and stuff. Like not today's versions of those things. I do. So if a kid wanted me to join with to participate in one of their hobbies like that, it's right in my wheelhouse is my point.
Moo.
I mean, seriously, if I'd had a choice, I never would have grown up. Not in a million years, not for nothing. Even if it meant not driving, I wouldn't have grown up. I hate the whole concept of adulthood. I really do. And I think kids respond to that too.
Having to adult while it's peopling out.
Well, I mean, no one ever actually asks you. You don't apply to be a person, do you?
No, you don't.
And yet just by virtue of being born, you are have all these responsibilities foisted upon you. Unwelcome in many cases.
Yeah.
I mean, looked at from that perspective, it is just a little bit unfair. Don't
grow up, it's a trap.
Damn right. It's for suckers.
What I did not like about being a kid is that I was dependent upon two total arseholes.
Yeah, well. So I guess I was dependent on two kinda idiots. I mean, that's the weird thing. Is like, well, okay, my mom is a different animal entirely, but my dad is very smart, but he has a lot of blind spots.
Okay. You know they're watching the show right now, right?
That's fine. I've said worse to him in person.
Okay.
Also, I have to wonder, like, just looking at my life, I feel like after the seizures started happening, I got even more childlike.
That's possible.
Okay, so the hole in your brain took out the grown up area, right?
It took out the adulting circuits, yes.
Yeah, huh?
Well, I guess that's better than taking out the kid circuits.
That's true. But still, it does make me worry a little bit about my future. I don't know how to adult. I'm not sure I have the aptitude for it.
Yeah, I am a little bit worried about that with myself. There's a few things that I just can't do in the adult world.
So, I mean, there are so many things that it seems like you have to know as an adult that I don't know where people pick this stuff up. You know, like how does anyone learn about these things? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess the stuff I know, I guess I just picked up by osmosis somehow.
Well, I guess that's part of the problem is I don't really know where to find anything to osmosify. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, you know how to pay your own bills, so you got a good start on that, right?
Well, yeah, but really all that comes down to is linking shit to PayPal.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I mean, they've made that sort of thing a lot easier. I do remember my parents sitting down at like the beginning or end of a month with a checkbook. I don't have to do that.
Boy, I'm so glad that we have what we have now. Yeah, because I hated writing checks, but now all I've got to do is throw down my credit cards, and at the end of the month, I just pay what, 6 bills, the credit cards, couple utilities, and I'm done.
You know, it's funny because like I think about money and the way we use it now, and don't even get me started on NFTs, but that's not the point. The point is that we have so much digital money, and so much of our cash is in these, you know, small little notes and all of that. And then I think about like what would happen if the world, you know, just shut down for whatever, some electromagnetic pulse takes out the entire internet or some weird Hollywood disaster scenario, and now all of that liquid digital cash is gone,
Yeah.
you know, and what that would do. And I leapt from that thought to all of those video games I play that are set in medieval universes where I've been going through dungeon and dungeon, killing goblin after goblin and troll after troll and orc after orc. And I'm hauling around like, you know, 35,000 gold pieces like they weigh nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, and even Fallout, you know, everything's paid for in bottle caps, right? Like those stand in for banknotes or whatever. And I've got like thousands of these bottle caps. I have to have this gigantic sack on my back to carry all of my riches. Except that's not how the game works because your money counts as zero weight.
I remember it was a video from Shadiversity. He did something on how much gold could you actually carry as an adventurer.
And
No.
what did it come out to?
It was kind of quite not quite small amount actually for it to be reasonable.
Like, I'm sure there must be a standard weight, but I wonder what a gold bar weighs.
Quite a bit. The stuff's dense.
Weight of a gold
Oh,
bar.
you're okay.
What the hell is OZT? Is that well?
That's troy ounce.
Okay, well,
12.4
12.4 kilograms or 438.9 Aussies. I don't know what that is in pounds.
How many kilos?
12.4. Oh, here we go. 27.5 pounds.
You found it. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I could maybe run away with one of them in a backpack, but I'm definitely not robbing Fort Knox.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I can remember when money had a physical representation.
Mm.
When coins a dime and above were of silver.
Mm-hmm.
That was until 1964, and then one by one, the means of representing wealth started disappearing, and now it's all fiat money.
Well, okay. Here's a weird hypothetical universe to think of and what it would mean for the world in general. Picture the British pound, but instead of silver, it refers to dogs at the dog pound. So every pound note represents one dog, right? So every time you spend money, you're actually trading in dogs, in pounds, you see. What would
Okay.
that do to the world? Especially what if dogs died? What if there was a disaster and a bunch of the dogs represented by this, that, or the other serial number on that pound note no longer exists? How does that change the value of your money? What if there's some sort of dog pandemic that, all of a sudden this Dalmatian that's been kept in a clean room is worth billions?
Oh my. Yeah, and well, Bree, I remember silver dollars in circulation. You didn't see them all that often, but you did see them, and they were heavy. It'd rip the bottom out of your pocket if you tried to buy a plane ticket with them.
Well, I know I've seen silver dollars. I don't know if they're actually made of silver, though. They're just, a dollar coin.
Well, the Eisenhower dollars, no, they were not made of silver. They were made of the same stuff quarters are made of.
But everyone called them a silver dollar, and that's why
Right.
I was like, meh.
Yeah, the United States quit using silver in their currency in 1965. 64 was the last year of silver. The year you were born, Purple.
I wonder if they're ever gonna just completely do away with cash.
I think they're slowly working their way to get there.
That'll be odd.
Yeah, it will.
I mean, okay, sure, we have ways to give people a tip via credit card now. Although that's mildly annoying because then they can just look at I guess they could look at how much you tip with bills anyway. But what about people on the street? Homeless people who are begging for dough.
Right.
Homeless people who want a dime or a dollar or something. You can't give them nothing unless they have a a cred stick reader at a Shadowrun or something,
Well, that's the whole idea.
I don't know. I really should put that app on my phone that lets me use parking meters without actual change. Thing is, I think they only let you use like $1 at a time. Like, I don't think you're able to tell it, give me a quarter's worth of time using the app. I'm not sure.
I wonder. I haven't been to any places that do it, but I wonder when you're going to be able to stick a credit card into a laundry machine.
Like, instead of needing a roll of quarters?
Right.
Although, look at it this way. If someone decides to get aggro on you, a roll of quarters is a good thing to have to hand.
Oh, yes.
But regardless, yeah, well, I mean, I always hated having to have quarters on hand to do the laundry. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have a bit of a problem with that. I actually opened a bank account here in the neighborhood in order to have quarters. I transfer money from my regular bank account into the one I just opened, and then go down there and withdraw the rolls, 3 or 5 rolls at a time.
So through the pandemic, I watched and rewatched a bunch of shows that I really like. And they said that was kind of healthy, actually, is that it was like getting a feeling of the familiar, of the comfortable, while there's lockdowns and shit. And one of the ones I watched a lot was How I Met Your Mother. And they had this episode where people were pointing out each other's faults and flaws. And the one I pointed out for with Marshall was that he sings everything he does. It's like writing out my checkbook and paying my bills, like that. And there's one that he does when they're giving examples that slays me. He's like, I'm going to the basement today with my basket and a roll of quarters. And I don't know why. It slays me every time I see that. And that was a long walk for a short drink of water, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
I don't know. That's one of those things where I wish those empathy helmets I talk about existed, so someone could be as entertained by that as I am, or entertained in the same way as I am, so they could understand why I find it entertaining.
Oh my.
Well, it seems that my anecdote about How I Met Your Mother has killed the stream. I may actually want to really kill the stream because I do need to go shopping and I do need to get up and move around.
So,
I got other things I got to do as well, unfortunately.
Well,
yeah.
I'll bring it to a close with a thought here. I wonder what that nymph is thinking about.
Probably either food or fuck me. I suppose maybe with a side of was that danger, but probably those other two.
He's probably wondering why the aliens abducted him.
Right. Well, anyway, so I will see you evil geniuses on the flip.
Okay, sounds good to me. And let's see now. Yeah, looking forward to having a little Christmas show next week because it'll be Sunday, so we can start the regular time and then just announce here's the Christmas show.
Right. And I don't know why, but you saying that put Stars and Stripes Forever in my head instead of any kind of Christmas song.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, it's funny. The guy that does the ragtime covers of everything, he did like 3 Christmas songs that should never be played in ragtime as his most recent video. And I'm sorry, but not even being played in ragtime will save Carol of the Bells. I hate that song so much.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
It's so dreary. There's a reason they use it to be creepy in movies. Na 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 na. It sounds like something terrible is about to happen. It sounds like the demon is about to be released from the Jack in the Box in the attic. Dun 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 dun. You know, seriously, that is not a happy tune.
I don't know. Are you thinking of it in one voice?
What?
Because I really like it in 4 voice.
It doesn't matter. The point is that it's creepy as fuck. But anyway, I digress. I think I did find a version of it in a major key once, and I was pretty okay with it. But anyway, I will see you people later. I got to go shopping. I need some food, or I'll waste away.
Oh, well, take care, dear.
Yeah, later.
Later. I
Yeah.
bought myself some bacon while I was out grocery shopping this morning. Just buy one, get one.
Oh, my. That sounds tasty. I have to decide what the heck I'm going to have today. I have no idea.
And this snail keeps insisting on trying to walk into the little dragonfly.
Moo.
Should get a little bit more footage of this guy for my next video. Just kind of playing around with the microscope and I'm just gonna make a video on it for Tuesday.
Oh. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. I'm also working on another year-end video.
Oh my, yeah. It's that time, isn't it? Oh my, I miss the classical radio station back in Cleveland. Used to do a New Year's Eve show. A lot of classical music humor, British humor, all sorts of fun stuff.
If you want to listen to some old radio broadcasts, go over to the Late Horror Show. It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
They do all sorts of old radio shows. Might be something you could listen to while you're on dialysis.
Yeah, that would be nice. Let's see.
In fact, that's actually the reason why the guy started the channel. He wanted something to listen to while going to sleep. So
Yeah, I usually tune into YouTube something to try to use that as background to lullaby me to sleep. Sometimes it works, not as often as I'd like.
want me to post you a link?
Yeah, why not? Oh my, it doesn't look like WCLV is doing the New Year's Eve stuff they used to do, darn it. You could count on, I don't know, maybe 8 hours worth of New Year's Eve show.
They're both in private chat and in the side chat for the YouTube.
Tayo Korostu?
It's both in private chat and side chat there, so you
Wait a
can
minute.
consider the link there.
Private chat. Tolebekestin taya kanimina. A late horror show.
Yeah, it just plays old radio broadcasts.
Tayo Korostu. Around here somewhere, I've got one of the WCLV New Year's Eve shows I recorded start to finish. I have to look around and find it.
Well, I got about 10 more minutes here, and then I get up and check on my bird and all that. So you may want to close things down.
Okay.
And then if I wait until the top of the hour, it's fine with me.
Let's see, what do we got? 2:52 p.m. right now. So yeah, and then we can just close in on the top of the hour, and then we can go bye-bye. Oh man, I have to clean up in here a little bit, and then make a turkey pot pie with the camera rolling.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I love poultry pot pie.
What's going into this one besides the turkey?
Okay, turkey, frozen vegetables. I found some small potatoes about the size of a ping pong ball. I'll quarter those and throw some in. Um, uh, and then chicken broth and cream, heavy cream with flour and butter.
Nice.
So I've got the breast of a whole turkey is still left. So I might be able to get a couple pies out of that. I should be able to get at least two. So I can, oh, what do you got? Oh, yeah. Did you tell me or did she tell me that it was one of her favorites? I love chicken pot pie and especially turkey pot pie. I just dearly love turkey. I wish I could get it as often as I wanted it.
I saw some turkeys when I was at the grocery store. I was thinking about maybe getting a small one and try practice cooking it. I've only done it once, so
It's not that difficult, really. I'll slam it in the oven, 350 for a couple hours. The last one I got, the one I still have some left of, was an 8-pounder. I was really happy to find that one. I didn't want 1,000-pound turkey.
yeah, I figured even a small turkey just by myself would last quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. The one we had, purple, that was I think it was a 17-pounder. And we made short work of that thing.
also get to practice making the stuffing I actually like.
Oh, okay.
It's one
Okay.
drawback. I never can seem to get decent stuffing at my family's get-togethers.
Oh, what do you put fruit and nuts into your stuffings?
No, I just do a regular bread stuffing. Just bread, onion, garlic. I mean, yeah, a little bit of garlic, celery. Just
Several years ago, my friend Cassia was over, and I got a duck. I think it was a duck. It might have been another goose. I'm not sure which, but I stuffed it with a stuffing that included dates and walnuts. Boy, was that ever good.
yeah, my family usually is trying to do like giblets and all sorts of other things into the stuffing. I'm like, no, you don't need that. Just do a straight bread stuffing. Let the juices from the turkey you soak into it. That's where you get most of your flavor from.
Yeah, but the extra stuff in there's good too. I like making those special stuffings. Okay, purple. Oh, I know that feeling, dear. I know that feeling. I don't know. The darn thing is that the longer I'm alone, the better I seem to like it.
Doesn't seem to work that way for me, unfortunately.
I don't know. Maybe it's when you hit a certain age or something. I mean, sometimes you feel a little lonely, but other times it's honestly nice.
I don't know.
Oh man. Now I'm thinking next time I go shopping, maybe I should get a bag of dates. I like dates. You can have the dried apricots.
I don't know. Dry baked apricots aren't that bad.
Gotta sentai kinini na. You know, I really don't even miss sex. The me of I don't know, the me of even 10 years ago would not have believed hearing me say that. Hmm. Well, looks like we're about to pass. There it is, 1500 hours.
Yep.
So I'll tell you guys what. Want to thank everybody who's here. I want to thank everybody who's not here. Honestly, you guys keep me going, and I hate you for it. Really, but thank you for coming by. Thank you for appreciating this. Thank you for coming back each time, putting up with my technical difficulties and everything. Oh my. And okay, as we get ready to welcome Santa, it's amazing how every year you invite somebody to break into your home and leave stuff. Okay. And really, thank you many much. I really do appreciate this. It's it's nice to be appreciated, and I'm hoping you appreciate the show, the host, the guest hosts, all that stuff. Okay. Anyway,
All right.
thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.
Later.